Hey everyone, so this is just a really quick class that you can do right when you wake up in the morning. If when you wake up in the morning you have a really stiff spine, we're going to be moving our way through the spine and just kind of loosening up the tissues that surround it so that we can move more freely and effortlessly through our day. So let's actually start seated, and if you can, close the eyes, place the hands on the knees. And then do your best to find the natural curves of the spine, meaning we're sitting up nice and tall. The ears are over the shoulders are over the hips. Equal pressure on both sit bones. Take a moment to observe the breath. And now either blink open the eyes or keep them closed. We're going to move into our cervical spine, so our neck region. And we'll just start by simply tucking the chin. This is usually a pretty tough one first thing in the morning for many of us. We might feel nothing at all if we're not really tight here, but for a lot of us, what we're feeling right now is some tugging, maybe about mid-back. Some of us might feel some stretching or tugging sensation all the way down the spine. So just taking a moment here, we're in no rush. See if you can continue to let the weight of the head be heavy. And a little discomfort here is okay, but we don't want any pain. So if you're in any pain, of course, back away. See if you can relax the shoulders down just a little bit more. And now let's lift the head and just gaze up to wherever's comfortable. So you don't have to completely drop the head back there if you don't want to. Just gaze up, finding that opposite motion. Good. And then come back through center really slowly. And now look to your right. So we're just finding a little rotation here in the neck, and look as far as you can. So maybe that's slightly back behind you, or maybe we don't have that range of motion on this side. And now turn to the left. And then close the eyes, and I want you to turn back to the right. Notice how far you can go here. Notice any sensations of even a little gravelly release, crunching sound. And now go to the left and just notice the difference. Usually one side's a little bit more fluid than the other. Good. And then come back through center, and now drop right ear to right shoulder. Good. Just let the weight of the head be heavy here. Don't force it, don't pull it, just let gravity do the job for you. Really relaxing that left shoulder. Now, if you're not really feeling a whole lot of sensation here, what you could do is take your left fingertips now and slowly crawl them to the left until you notice that sensation of stretch in the left side of the neck. Once you're feeling sensation here, let's take a look down at our right shoulder. Again, we're in no rush right now. We're just waking up the muscles that surround the spine, finding some movement in all of the segments of the spine. Good. And coming back to neutral. So same thing, other side. Let's take that left ear towards the left shoulder. And bring the right fingertips down if that's what you need. If you're already feeling the sensation of stretch, you don't need to move those fingertips at all. It's just a little addition that we can take if we don't feel a whole lot there. And let the weight of the head be heavy again. Don't try to force or pull. And then take a peek down at your left shoulder. Now again, just coming back to neutral. And let's take some half circles. So if that feels comfortable for you, nice and controlled, nice half circles in front. Just back and forth. And let's even out those sides and then lift the head back up. All right, so now moving on to that middle section of the spine, the thoracic spine, we're gonna start with bringing the arms out to this goalpost shape. We're just gonna find a little bit of movement in the rhomboids and the scapula here so that we can loosen up the muscles leading up to that area of the body. So as we inhale, you might squeeze the shoulder blades together just a little bit. And then as you exhale, bring the forearms together, palms touching. Inhale, open up. And exhale, closing back up. Good, a few more rounds here. We're not looking to get the deepest we possibly can, so just some gentle fluid movement here to start to wake everything up. Nice and gentle. One more round. Good. And now releasing the hands down. We're going to keep our right fingertips down on the mat here and raise the left arm all the way up and over that left ear. So now we're looking to just move into the side body just a little bit so that we can find this movement in the segment of the spine laterally. So keep your left sit bone down on the mat. And this upper arm here, I think it's actually a little bit more comfortable to bend the elbow. And feel free to crawl your right fingertips as far over as you want to until you feel sensation. Once you feel sensation there, see if you can kind of peel that left shoulder back. So we're not looking for a twisting here, more of a lateral movement. So pressing down through that left sit bone and leaning over to the right. Really lifting up out of the left ribs on the left side. And what we want to feel here maybe is a nice deep stretch from the top of the left hip to the bottom of the ribs, maybe even a little further up. Let's just take 2 more breaths here. Good. And now as we come up, we're just going to swing that right hand over towards the left knee. Left hand's going to come back behind us. Lift and lengthen the spine and take a twist. Gaze over the left shoulder. See if you can close the eyes once again here and feel your left shoulder blade gliding towards your spine as your right shoulder blade kind of moves forward. So a little bit deeper twist. And looking forward, slowly unwinding, taking left hand down to the left now and swimming that right arm all the way over that right ear. And again, I'm going to bend my elbow. It feels nicer, I think, than having this arm hanging out in the air for this one. So you do what is comfortable for you. Press your right sit bone down, peel the right side of the chest back, maybe gaze up, maybe close the eyes. A few more breaths. Come on up and take that left hand now over to the right knee. Lift and lengthen the spine and peel that right shoulder blade back as you guide the left shoulder blade forward. Remember, the gaze is over the right shoulder. Let's take just a few more breaths here. And now looking forward, slowly unwinding, we're going to move to our hands and knees. So just a few poses from here. We're still targeting the thoracic region now of the spine, that middle section of the spine. So what we're going to do now is right palm is going to press into the floor and bring the left fingertips to the base of the skull. Try not to sway your hips at all here. And as you inhale, begin to rotate up and just notice where you feel limited. Remember, don't sway that left hip out to the side to get deeper into the pose. Try to keep the hips right where they're at. And then as you exhale, tap the left elbow towards the right elbow. Inhale, lift the left arm up, gaze in the direction of the left hand. And then as you exhale, thread the needle, come all the way down on the left temple. And let's slide that right arm right out in front of us. Close the eyes and really feel yourself breathing into the ribs here. Notice just the effortlessness of the breathing. Go ahead and now slide the right hand back under the right shoulder. This time as you inhale, feel free to sway the hips. Take that left arm up. And as you exhale, bring it down. Reset. Let's do the other side. So now right fingertips are going to come again right to the base of the skull. As you inhale, keep the hips in place. Rotate that right elbow up. And as you exhale, tap right elbow to left elbow. Good. This time as you inhale, extend the arm, gaze follows. And as you exhale, thread the needle, right arm back behind the left. And let's slide the left fingertips straight out in front of us. And again, noticing now the ribs expanding with each breath. Just take a few more breaths here. And slide that left hand back, push into the left hand. Inhale, swim the right arm all the way up. And then as you exhale, take the right hand back down to the floor. So one more kneeling movement here. Let's bring the forearms down to the floor. So we're going to be targeting now the lumbar spine. So we're going to take the upper body out of the equation by bringing the forearms down. Maybe slide the elbows right underneath the shoulders. And we're going to do a version of cat-cow here, trying to leave out the upper back. So as you exhale, tuck the tail around the spine. Don't worry about going far up the spine here. And then as you exhale, drop the belly, press the tailbone up. So maybe drop the head, close the eyes, and see if you can isolate that part of the low back. So we're just really looking to get into the low back just a little bit at first here before we find a deep stretch. Noticing any tightness, tension, pulling, tugging, or even just feelings of relaxation. Let's take one more round. Good. And then slowly come back to that neutral table pose. Round the spine completely for a full cat pose. And then we're going to stay in this cat pose and sink the hips back towards the heels just until you feel that nice low back stretch. Keep breathing. Good. And now softly come back up and let's find our way to our backs. And let's just take a moment here first with the bend in the knees, soles of the feet on the floor, knees knocking in constructive rest. And I just want you to take a moment to scan the spine from the base of the skull all the way down through the tailbone and just notice. Notice maybe it feels a little bit more relaxed back there with just a few simple movements. That's all we need. And then let's bring the knees into the chest for just one more spinal twist. Squeeze the knees in. Bring the arms out to a T. And let's drop the knees right as we take our gaze left. And take a nice deep breath here in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. And then taking your gaze up, let's bring those knees back through center. Drop the knees left as you look to the right. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. And then looking up once again, bringing the knees in. Let's grab hold of the knees, maybe even wrapping the hands around the knees. Flex the feet. And now press the heels away from you as you pull the knees towards you for a little light traction in the low back. And then release one leg and then the other down to the bottom of the mat. Close the eyes. And taking a really brief shavasana here. A nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Just feeling that sense of relaxation washing down through the body. Relaxing the muscles of the eyes and the mouth, the shoulders, and the hips and the legs. Noticing that effortless ebb and flow of the breath. Slowly now begin to draw the knees in towards you. Maybe even rocking side to side if that feels good on your low back. And rocking all the way up to seated or rolling to your side and pressing your way on up. Joining the hands together at the heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.